Hey y'all, Grandma Rose here. I want to show you this website that many of you probably have never seen before. This is perhaps the most popular knitting or fiber related website on the internet. I cannot tell you how many different members there are, but there are millions of people worldwide who are members of Ravelry. It's like joining Facebook or Twitter or one of these other places, but it's more than just social media. Ravelry is a database, and you can get just about anything in the knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving world on Ravelry. Any knitting pattern that is available on the internet, you may not be able to get directly through Ravelry, but there will be a link to it. Someone will have posted that their pattern is available, and there will be a link to it through Ravelry, and you can get to it. So it's like a portal to many other places fiber related on the internet. But what I want to show you here today is how to find a particular pattern. There are so many other things to do, and we'll do that another time. I could take hours showing you how to get around Ravelry. But you should be seeing right now the sign-on page. This is what, if you have never joined Ravelry before and don't have a cookie on your computer, this is what you will see. And you're going to have to come up with a username. Now, with millions of people already members of Ravelry, it might be hard. So you may need to be a little creative. Or you can use your YouTube name, or your Facebook name, or your Instagram name, Twitter name, whatever. And I won't say more than likely, but there is a good chance that if you are able to have that name on that media, then chances are you'll be able to sign on to Ravelry with it too. Can't guarantee it, but there's a good chance. So before you do anything else, before you can enter the site and look around, you have to join it. That's just the way it is. It doesn't cost a thing. There is no membership fee. Just like Facebook, there is no membership fee. But once you join, and once you enter the site, this is what you will see. Now, different times, this page will be different. They're going to have, I don't know if it's weekly or monthly or whatever, that people post a different, so it's like the splash page. This is Ravelry's splash page. And if you look up here at the top, there's Ravelry, right there. And the next button is patterns. After that is yarns, friends. You can friend people just like you can on Facebook or Instagram or other places. You can have friends. Groups is like forums where you can have chats. And then the help page was self-explanatory. That's a search. So let's go to patterns. Click on the patterns tab up here at the top. And this is what you'll see when you open the patterns page. Now look down here. Let me show you around just a little bit. If you already know the name of your pattern, you can type it into this box here. If you don't know, this pattern browser in advanced search is wonderful. The pattern browser in advanced search is like using filters in a database. You're filtering the database to only give specific, to narrow down your search and narrow down your search and narrow down your search until you finally get exactly what you want. And that's how to use this. Now, if you want both knitting and crochet patterns, you click this button right here, that link right there. If you're a crocheter and you don't care anything about knitting patterns, click that tab, that link. If you're a knitter and you don't want crochet patterns, click that link. And I already have it filtered for knitting. That's what's showing up on mine. I've already clicked that link. But you can change it easily. Now, come up with down below this is patterns that are popular right now. So there's 5 patterns that are popular right now. You can look at 20 patterns. that are popular right now. And here's some other patterns that people have just posted. Let's go back to the top. And there's advertising. This is how Ravelry makes its money, by advertising. People pay for ads. But if a designer sells a pattern on Ravelry, Ravelry does not get a portion of that. That money belongs directly to that person who is selling the pattern. Ravelry makes its money through ads. Ravelry has been around since 2007. I was one of the original members. I joined in January of 2008. So it began, I think it was about July, perhaps, of 2007. In fact, I can remember being in knitting groups when I lived in Memphis and people being excited because Ravelry it was online now. And you would have to wait for it and an invitation to join. You would petition to join, and then as they were able, they would send people an email one by one to let them know that they could join if they wanted to. And that's how the first people, the very, very first people, actually got an invitation to join this website. That was really exciting. And by January when I did it, now I did have to petition to join, but they were up and running enough that it didn't take very long. So let me go here. Let me show you what we're going to look for. We're going to look for the Vanilla Latte sock pattern. Show you a couple of different ways to get to it. 2 ways to get to it. Now right now I'm in knitting right here. I have clicked on knitting. You probably could do it if you clicked on knit and crochet, but I'm just in knitting. I'm going to search the patterns right here. You see people that I have searched for before. But let's for Vanilla, N-I-L-L-A-L-A-T-T-E socks. Just for Vanilla Latte socks. And search. Okay. Here's the Vanilla Latte sock pattern. Click on it. And there's the pattern. Now, if you look right here, there's pictures and different pictures of different people wearing this pair of socks. Different socks people have knitted. You may recognize some of these socks. If you have looked at my sock drawer, you probably have seen these socks. These purple ones down here at the bottom are the black and white striped ones. This was while they were still black and white. Here's the rainbow ones. And up here at the top are my green and blue, green and teal and brown ones. You've seen those. I'm the designer of this pattern. Virginia Rose Jeans is my legal name. Rose is my maiden name. And if you notice, my name is hyphenated. And most people who have hyphenated names, I won't say all of them, but a lot of people who have hyphenated names choose to go by only one part of that name. And that's what I do. Even though my legal name on my Social Security card and on my driver's license is hyphenated. My name is Virginia Rose or Ginger Rose. That's me right here. That's me. Now come down here on the page and look right down here. Right there. It's highlighted in green right now. Free Ravelry download. So click here. And you can choose. Now I don't need to because I already have it. See, it's a free pattern courtesy of Virginia Rose Jeans. A picture of the pattern, and you can download the PDF onto your device, your computer or your phone or your iPad or whatever you have, your tablet, and you can get this pattern for free. And I suggest you do it because this is the pattern that we're going to be knitting in our knit along that's starting tomorrow or starting today, depending on what day you're watching it. You may watch this a year from now and you're going to start it today, right? Okay, it's an easy pattern. It's a top-down pattern. And let me show you. I'll go ahead and download this PDF. I don't have to save it. I already have it, but I'm downloading it. Okay, here is the pattern, the Vanilla Latte Socks pattern. And there's a PDF, it's 3 pages. It's the first page, the second page, and the third page. And it just has an introduction to the pattern. And then the next thing after the introduction, it tells what kind of yarn to use, what gauge is expected. Now, I talked about gauge a little bit in the video that I did showing how to cast on the long tail method. Gauge is important. And then the needles that you want to use. It's just suggested needle size. Now, there's a key. It tells a little bit about it. It tells what the different symbols mean, or the abbreviations mean. So K means knit, P means purl, K2TOG means knit 2 together, P2TOG means purl 2 together, and SSK means slip 2 stitches knitwise to right needle, insert left needle through the front loops and knit together. It tells about the ribbing, it tells about the pattern, there's instructions on how to do a heel flap, instructions on how to do the heel turn, instructions on how to decrease for the gusset, shape the toe, different kinds of toes, and it tells you what to do at this point. At this point, graft the stitches using the Kitchener stitch to close toe. I don't tell you how to do that. This is something you either know how to do or you're going to have to look up on your own. Now, when we get to the end of this, I will demonstrate how to do the Kitchener stitch. So if you've never done it before, there will be a tutorial here on YouTube on how to do the Kitchener stitch to weave in the toe. That's what the toe is going to look like right here. It'll be closed at the end, just like it was knit together, and it will be because the Kitchener stitch actually makes a row of knitting using a tapestry needle. And that's it. This is the pattern. It's free on Ravelry, so download it. And you can knit along with me when we start this knit along. And I will teach you how to knit a pair of socks. Now, I'm making an assumption here, and you know what happens to people who make assumptions. Making an assumption that you already know how to knit. I showed a very simple, very, very basic cast on for knitting socks. And you really need to use that cast on or one that's even more stretchy than that. You are on YouTube right now watching this video. So that means you have the capability of looking up other people's videos on how to do things. And if the way I'm teaching you how to do it doesn't make sense, look up somebody else. I'm telling you that this is a good cast on to use for socks. But if you want to learn how to do an even stretchier cast on than the long tail cast on, which I showed you the long tail cast on. And if you want to learn a method that's even stretchier than that, then it's called the German cast on or the Norwegian twisted cast on. Those methods of casting on are even stretchier than the long tail cast on. Not hard to do. And I actually think the German cast on and the Norwegian twisted cast on is the same thing with just different names. You want to learn how to do that? Feel free to do it. I don't feel like I need to teach you how to do that because other people already have. And you can go on YouTube and you can find somebody who will teach you how to do that. And then cast on that way if you want to. The long tail cast on works just fine. These other methods are just a little bit stretchier and they're not that much more difficult. If you can do a long tail cast on, you can do these other cast ons too, but you don't have to. What I showed you the other day is going to work just fine. So here's the pattern. Here's the Vanilla Latte pattern. Now go download it and we'll get back with you. One other thing I wanted to show you here on the pattern page. Now I showed you how to search for patterns using the search box up here at the top left. But there's another way to do it, and this is just basically to look at the favorites in certain categories. So look over here kind of in the middle on the right side where it says Browse Categories. You can look at all of these different things and come down to socks. See, these are alphabetical order. So there is a particular order of the alphabetical. Right down here and click on socks. Now if you look on these patterns, Popular Designs in Socks, number 2 on this list is the Vanilla Latte sock pattern. So you can get it there. You click on it here and it'll take you to the pattern page. So there we go. And this makes me happy. Bye y'all. See you next time.